Don, can you hear us now? Okay, well, oh, he was. Let me see, looks like he's.
He can't figure it out.
You get to tell, if not, he can wait, you get to tell the story just in case. We're all good.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries. We'll give it just a few more minutes. Let some other people log on.
Ah,
Dad, unmute yourself. Okay,
Okay,
now talk.
Hi, Don. Yeah, we can
Hi,
hear you
guys.
now.
okay. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Exhausted. I had dialysis today.
Oh,
We're
that's
gonna be quick.
brutal. Yeah, we'll make this
Andy?
really quick.
Andy, we love your shirt, but we need to see your face.
I
There you
know,
go.
I know.
Okay.
I put all my stuff, all of my props. I'm doing show and tell.
Okay, got it, got it.
So I'm just arranging the table in the right order. Oh, good. Okay, that's that. So that's that
Okay.
here and that. What's this say?
I see just a couple more people trying to log in, so we'll give it one more minute and then we'll get started.
Okay. So here's that. This is first, then all that. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Well, we can go ahead and get started. First of all, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining tonight. My name is Katarina, and I am a special events coordinator at the NKIF. I am so excited to be coordinating this year's walk, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing everyone out on June 12th, either virtually or in person. I am joined today by NKFI's CEO, Jackie Burgess Bishop. And together we'd like to just take a moment to thank you guys so much for, first of all, joining us, giving us a few minutes of your time tonight, but also for your dedication in fundraising for the walk and just coming together for a really great cause. And with that, just before we get started, I would like to take a quick moment and thank our sponsors. This entire event tonight and the walk are just not possible without them. So with our presenting sponsor, special thank you to Baxter and their team and the rest of our amazing sponsors here. And with that, I'd like to pass it over to Jackie Burgess Bishop.
Good.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. We're glad we are recording the kickoff, and so it will be able to be posted, and other walkers and future walkers and teams can have the opportunity to hear the information we are stating this evening. So I want to start with our mission and vision. So for NKFI, we improve the health and well-being for people at risk for or affected by kidney disease through prevention, education, and empowerment. And some of the key parts of our vision, pardon me, is that we are a lifeline for all people affected, and we are relentless in our work. And those are the key points we definitely want to get across. Next slide, please. So where are we? Here, this is where we are today. And this is from January 1st of 2022 through March 30th of 2022. We have 26 teams, yay, 39% to go, and 100 participants. It's a beginning, it's a great beginning. And those of us that have been and worked with the walk before have raised funds, participated, and made such a difference. You know, we start off and then it swells as we get closer to, to the walk date. And we really appreciate all that you do to raise these funds for the mission, for our programs, our research, our advocacy, and our kidney mobile and empowerment. So we have raised to date $77,253 on a goal of $200,000. Next slide, please. What we want people to understand and have a little more insight to, sightlines to, is you can make a difference. There is no contribution too small. Every contribution makes a huge difference in supporting the mission, in supporting our kidney communities, in the whole continuum from prevention all the way through transplant, post-transplant support, for those that are on dialysis, for those that are in advanced CKD, all along the journey, we're here for you and your family and caregivers. So if you look at how your dollar makes a difference, how the dollars you raise make a difference, $25 can offset costs for one person to attend our Living with Kidney Disease and Transplantation programs. We have those programs in English and in Spanish. $85 can provide one Illinois resident with a free kidney mobile screening. Our kidney mobile travels throughout the state of Illinois. And what we do, we provide screenings. We partner with community-based organizations. And, the goal is early detection as a result of the screening based on the point of care testing. We have medical consultants, clinical consultants that can explain the results, to our participants, and as needed, direct them to their primary care doctor, provider. If they don't have a primary care provider, then we help them to identify one, usually a FQHC, federally qualified health center near where they live. So $100 for that level of contribution can provide a fun educational day for 2 children and kids kids with kidney disease and transplantation. So we have programs for kids or children as well as for teens and young adults. $250, for example, can send 5 advocates to Springfield with the Kidney Advocacy Council. That is the key empowerment component of our journey. As a result of some of the empowerment and advocacy initiatives, we were able to help pass the Living Donor Protection Act here in the state of Illinois. And on a national level, we are lobbying for a national level legislation for living donor protection. And then looking at $1,000 at that level can send one child to our week-long kidney camp. And for the first time in 2 years, we are thrilled that we are going to be able to hold our kidney camp. So next slide. So I know that I'll be passing it off to Katerina here, but please know you really are making a significant difference. And we have our guests, our partners, our fundraisers and our collaborators are all in one that are going to tell you their stories, their journeys, and they are very, very impactful. So thank you all. Katerina?
Thank you, Jackie. So I am just going to run through a couple of quick logistics for this year's walk. COVID-19 is still going on, so we will continue to have one walk 2 ways, and we will have a in-person walk, same as the years past. We're very excited to be able to host this in person. This year we'll be at Diversey Harbor on June 12th, Sunday, June 12th, starting at 9 a.m. And then virtually, we will have all of the same festivities on a pre-recorded, slightly delayed experience online on Facebook and YouTube. So this year, the details for the in-person walk, like I mentioned, Sunday, June 12th, will be at Diversey Harbor. Plenty of information to come regarding our exact meeting spots, the walk route, which is seen on this picture here, but you'll get all of this information as we get closer to the walk date. As I mentioned previously, we'll start at 9 a.m. That's going to be our check-in period. We'll have our health fair and our kidney zone opening up for everyone to enjoy. So please bring your kids. It's definitely a family-friendly event. We're going to have our glucose screening sponsored by Baxter. Around 9:45, we'll start our onstage programming. And then at 10 o'clock, we'll all step off for our approximately 3-mile walk along Chicago's lakefront. We will end up back in our starting location at 11:30. And from 11:30 to 1, we'll have a closing celebration. So 1 p.m. is when we can expect that in-person event to conclude. As I mentioned, the virtual walk, we're so excited to be able to bring this for those who just aren't able to join us in person this year. We totally understand, and safety is at the top of our priority list. We will be online. So our Facebook and YouTube channels will be streaming, again, a slightly delayed version of our programming that we're having on site. And so right now it's a tentative start at 11 a.m. However, if this changes, it will come in an email. The only thing that would change is that it would be just slightly closer to the actual walk time. And again, everything's pre-recorded. So we'll do an opening ceremony, the same experience that our in-person event is having. And then we encourage you to do the 3-mile walk on your own walk route and at your own pace. We just ask that you tag us online so that we can follow you through your journey. And we like to, celebrate with you from afar. Regardless of if you're in person or virtual, we do just want to remind you to bring your sunscreen, weather appropriate clothing, of course, some comfortable walking shoes for those 3 miles, water bottle for hydration. And then if you're joining us in person, feel free to bring a blanket or a chair to sit at our festival or our closing ceremony. Feel free to bring your mask, sanitizer, gloves, whatever is going to help you make yourself more comfortable in our in-person event. And then any donations that you receive offline, feel free to bring those with you the day of. We are happy to collect them. If you choose, you can mail them to our office. Our address is here. And again, this information will come to you in an email closer to the date. And if you have any questions about donations that you've received, feel free to reach out to me at any time, and I'm happy to walk you through that. So all of these in-person logistics are just not possible without our planning committee, which is led by Andy Bossoff. We are so excited to have him back this year. And so I'm going to hand it over to Andy, and he can just explain a little bit about his story and the planning committee. So Andy.
Okay, how many minutes?
3 to 5. You got it.
So it says right there, I'll give you one of mine. And so that started, I was going to use this prop later. First of all, I am wearing a shirt from a couple years ago. All right. And this was the sign. Can you see it properly? I'll give you one of mine. So I found out I had kidney disease, and I was good on medication for about 9 years, and then my numbers started going sour. And I went to an interfaith clergy meeting. I was serving as a rabbi at a congregation in southern New Jersey at the time. And one of my Methodist colleagues, we walked out to the parking lot afterward, and she said, "Now wait, tell me again what's going on." And I told her that I was listed for transplant, and some family members had already been declined for donating. And this is what Reverend Karen Onesti said to me out there in the parking lot, stepping into her yellow Mazda, whatever model it was. And she said, "I'll give you one of mine." So that's what started, the real amazing, the more amazing part of this whole thing. I did do a little of dialysis for 7 months, but I was registered at University of Pennsylvania Transplant Center. So this was my patient notebook. And even before the transplant occurred, Karen and I were invited to be on Good Morning America. So I don't know, is this clear? Does that show us? Or am I covering my face with my fingers? Because articles started appearing like this, where my daughter was checking the information on my band. She just became a nurse practitioner. So, and then once the transplant actually happened, a year after Karen offered it, the transplant took place at Penn. And here's a picture of us. Now, this is the polite picture. from the New Jersey paper, the Philadelphia Inquirer, showed us carrying our urine bags. So that was lovely. Once you're in the press, good press, no, bad press is good press, right? And the day of the surgery, they were holding vigils, and kids at religious schools sent us cards. We had a ceremony at Karen's church and at my synagogue, and using a Donate Life shirt, people signed them all over the place, and we really felt that we were in good hands. So after getting the transplant, so this is 15 years ago in 2007, Karen and I made other appearances with what was then called Gift of Life, and I became active with the National Kidney Fund, as American Kidney Fund. I wrote an essay about my donor for the Renal Support Network contest, and I became a kidney health coach. Yeah, then I went on one of those advocacy trips to Springfield, and so got involved as well, and now primarily with the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois. This is just a donor letter. And of course, my favorite is that I wanted to put this up on the wall, but it's so big, you know, just a banner that was just, it's been a real journey, both prior to transplant and certainly post-transplant. There is so much that we need to continue doing. I'm so glad the legislation passed, and so happy to be a part of the walk here in Chicago. Karen and I in the one in Philadelphia for a few years. And so very happy in moving back here to Chicago to find kind of a new home at the National Kidney Foundation. So I'm so glad that you are watching. I'm so grateful for the staff and for our planning committee. And I hope that all of you will just help make this the best walk ever. So that's about all I can say. You know, just so glad you're participating, and keep it up, and let's raise as much money as we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andy, for sharing your story, and for, of course, leading the planning committee. Without you, this walk would not be what it is.
Well, okay. I still wonder about that, but okay.
If anyone on this call is interested in helping our staff and Andy with the planning of this walk or any future walks, please feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to set you up with Andy or myself to see how you can get more involved. So I'm just going to quickly walk through a couple of steps for success on fundraising success and getting your team registered, making this process as easy as possible. If you haven't done so already, please log onto the website listed here and create your team name or create your team page, excuse me. Really get creative with your team names. We love to see the creativity. Even if it's not very creative, we still love that you're getting involved and helping us with our efforts in fundraising. Tell us how you're going to participate virtually or in person. We, of course, hope to see you in person. We totally understand if you can't join us this year. Everything is still meaningful no matter how you participate. And then set your goal, your team goal and your personal fundraising goal, and aim to recruit your teammates. So we like to set a goal of 10 people per team. If you can't reach that 10 threshold, no problem. If you can achieve it or blow it out of the water, even better. And then any walker who individually fundraises $100 will get a 2022 Walk for Kidneys t-shirt. And you can see Andy's wearing his shirt from last year's walk. And our shirt for this year is pictured on this slide.
Like it.
Yeah.
And just be aware, some of the teams have like 30, 40 people. So
yeah, yeah, it is. It's very fun. A new incentive that we're excited to announce this year is that anyone who makes a self-donation of $25 or more, and that can count towards your $100, will receive a Walk for Kidneys decal. And we're really excited to bring that to life this year. It's been in the works for a while. The decal is this orange circle here with our logo, and we're really excited to see these out across Chicago.
All right.
This is a quick snapshot of your desktop once you log in as a team captain. This is where you can get creative and, have your team name, set your fundraising goal, which is really, really, really important. That's how we can track your individual fundraising, but also your entire team's fundraising on one team page. And then we encourage you to share your personal story or why you're walking this year. If you play around on this page, you're able to manage your team. Again, customize your team page. You can communicate with your teammates in here, and then it's connected to our website as well. So you can get all of the information that we post and change. Although we don't anticipate any changes, I will say that. So again, customize your team page. That's super important. Use your social media to announce your participation. We really want you guys to be excited about walking with us. We're excited to have you, so we like to build up hype. Send out emails asking for donations. Make a self-donation to set the tone for your teammates and those you're asking for donations from. But we figured that who best to hear fundraising tips from than our top fundraising team from last year. So I'm really excited to have Don Shapiro and his daughter Carly on the call with us. And they're going to just share a little bit about Don's story and then their success from last year, which was incredibly impressive. So Don, Carly, I'll pass it to you.
Thank you very much, Katerina. I appreciate it. You can see on the screen the logo for our t-shirt. I'm wearing the t-shirt. And you can see well over 100 some odd people, 120, 130 people were at last year's walk. On the phone with me, frankly, is the brains behind the whole process. And that's my youngest daughter, Carlys Shapiro, who is patiently waiting in her car at Ohio State, waiting to go have dinner with my wife and a bunch of friends. However, she wouldn't miss this for the world. And she was really the one who took the bull by the horns and made last year, it really blew me away, especially with, we had just kind of gotten into it. My quick story is
It's on the next page.
great. Carly, why don't you take us through everything since you put this together, and that way I can fill it in as you are going through it.
Okay. The only problem is I'm not seeing the presentation.
Okay. So in 2006, I lost my left kidney to cancer. Frankly, felt fine. Had this discomfort in my stomach and went and got an MRI or CAT scan, and sure enough, there were spots, and had a radical left nephrectomy, which means they had to remove my kidney. They couldn't do it laparoscopically. All of my numbers, for those of you who are either kidney recipients or potential donors, or just are interested, they look at your creatinine and many other factors. So my numbers all look great because I did it at Northwestern University here in Chicago. And that was it. I went back to work, working to live, and about, I don't know, I guess it was 13, 14 years later, I started to see a decline in the operating efficiency of my kidney, and went to my nephrologist. And she said, oh, at this rate, you probably will need a kidney in 10 years. And by the time I got done,
That was last January.
last January of 2021. So, I was a homebody during the COVID time. I went to her and my kidney was at 5% efficient. It was only working at 5%, which, as many of you well know, is below the needed. But we were hoping that I wouldn't need dialysis for very long or at all. I did, however, ended up starting dialysis last May. It's been 10 months. Started last May of 2021. For those of you who are on dialysis, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it for you. Dialysis is no fun. It is either a central line going directly to your heart, or maybe a fistula in your arm. They're cleaning your blood. I go 3 times a week. It's about a 4-hour process. They're also pulling out excess liquid. Excess liquid to me just means major cramps from the tips of my toes to the tips of my fingers and my back and everywhere in between. Not telling you to be scared, just trying to give you some information to be prepared. And I've had a couple of issues with my port, and I am now working towards getting a fistula, because I have not been able to secure a kidney over the last 10 months. We've had multiple people tested at Northwestern. Either they weren't a blood match, but they passed the medical testing, and they can be a paired match. And if there's a question at the end, someone needs to know what a paired match is. I'm sure you've read from the information. And I've also had a number of people follow up. I'm a type O, so I need, preferably O blood. There's 12 factors that they put into place here, including antigens and tissue samples. And all of my O's have had essentially been tested and had kidney stones, which is unfortunately the first marker for not being qualified to give a kidney. Throw in a couple of diabetics, high blood pressure, and various other things. And today I have someone who has A blood and B blood, both who've passed the medical testing. Only accounts for 23% of the overall population. If you have O blood, that's about 65% of the population. And I'm taking the O positive plus the O negative. So when this all took place, I was talking to my nephrologist back last year. She was telling me about NKFI, and we got into this to raise kidney awareness and help other people that are in the same shoes as me. I was, on ABC7. I was on a couple other channels. I was interviewed. I was on the dais with Jackie and Andy and the person who came, Allie, before Katrina, or Katerina. Sorry, Katrina was the hurricane. Maybe you are like a hurricane. In any case, that is my story. And I think what we'd like to do is go to the next slide. And I'd like to have Carly focus on our fundraising efforts. She was the team captain. And Carly, it starts out with the team page, and we came up with the name Do It for Don, and it talks all about all the things you've done. So why don't you go ahead and talk about it?
Hi, everybody. I'm Don's daughter, Carly. I'm 20 years old. I'm a junior at Ohio State studying speech and hearing science. And basically, I'm just going to talk a little bit about how, I was able to, raise money for the NKFI last year and what I did to be so successful. So first, when I found out that there was such thing as a walk, the first thing I said was, oh my God, let's do it. Let's make a team. I've seen it, from other friends, family on Facebook, whatever, different kinds of walks. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I'm going to make a shirt. I'm going to make a team. I'm going to post it, a post on Facebook. And for my friends to see. So just a few fundraising tips that I did that made us successful is, first thing, like Katarina said, is make a team page on the NKFI website for the walk. For example, ours was Do It for Don. And then we also made the superhero logo. Also make a social media post to inform your friends, family, and more about the walk details. And this is where you'll like attach your fundraising team page. And you want it all over different social media platforms. So Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, post it, because, the more people that see it, the more likely you are to get people to join you. Encourage your friends and family to share the link with people they know. So like if you're not friends with their friends on Facebook and they share it, then their friends will also see it. So people you might not even know might see it. Maybe have a team captain. So for us, that was really helpful because it was one person having, working on all the information with like backup help. And so I was like the organizer of the money and the shirts and keeping everything organized. This obviously you don't have to do, but just, to promote your team and who you're walking for, making team shirts for people to wear. It's also an incentive. What we did was anyone who donated, and decided to walk with us in person, so not just donated, but donated and walked with us in person, got a free shirt. And that was on us. We bought them for our team as like a little like thank you gift for supporting us. And we took everyone's sizes down and we gave them all a shirt at the walk. We also reached out to local businesses, restaurants, companies, etc., to sponsor our team. So it took me and my sister and a few other people to either walk into these restaurants or stores. He's showing you the back of the shirt right now, but I have a picture of it on the next slide. Go in, talk to a manager or someone who deals with like their, finances or whatever. Just say, hey, listen, I'm doing this. If you have a kid, they're more than likely not going to say no to you. We're cute as kids, so no one can say no to us. But we went in, I said, hey, listen, I'm walking for my dad. He has kidney disease and we would love for you to sponsor us. A sponsor, requires you to, donate $250 on behalf of your business, and your logo will be put on the back of our shirts. And then you will also get a free shirt as like a little thank you also. And then at the end, I kind of just said, if you have kids in college or kids who are working in a job, like a facility or a business, whatever it is, have them, share your fundraising link or bring it up in their, office or to their sorority or their friends at college and have them post it. I remember last March when I first posted it, I had emails from people, professors, from people I'd never even spoken to at Ohio State, who saw it all over social media. Ended up being that I was in the Ohio State newspaper. Not sure how that happened, but if you get involved and you have it all over, it will work. I'm in a sorority. I shared it with those people and those people shared it with their friends, and it was all the way in New York, this post. So it went viral. So that's like my little tips. And then if we go to the next slide, I kind of show
So you
Hello?
see, go ahead. Are you there, Carly?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there. It just
Yeah, we
popped
can
up.
hear you now. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in the car, so the Wi-Fi
No
keeps going
worries.
out. But here on all the way on the left is the post that I posted about the walk. This is after we had written an original post about how my dad was in kidney failure and he needed a kidney, looking for a match. This was our second or third post, just updating our family and friends about what was going on, informing them about the walk and the details. You're more than welcome to, copy that or, put in your own words, but that was what we did. And then that's a picture of our team shirt, the front and the back. The back is the sponsors. So we had restaurants, we had jewelry stores, we had Apt Electronics, pizza places, a business, things like that. There's me at the walk last year as team captain. That that was really fun. Then that's me, my mom, and my dad at the walk. Unfortunately, my older sister Danielle could not make it. She has a high position at overnight camp, so was not able to make it last year, but she was there in spirit. And then all the way on the right, just for a little fun, I put our ranking as the #1 fundraising team. And actually there was not our final number of how much we raised. We ended up raising over $22,000. So it was just really exciting. And every day my uncle would call me because my dad's brother would be like, oh my God, you got to raise the goal. You got to raise the goal. We're over it. We're over it. And like, it would be for months. We'd be like, oh my God, who donated today? Oh my God, we're over it. And it's fun. It's exciting, and it's a way to bring light to, a horrible situation that no one should ever have to go through, especially if it's someone close to your heart that you love, like my dad. And I'm happy, to answer any other questions, but that's just a little bit of how I did it.
Let me just finish up because Carly does have to get going. Simply put, Katerina spoke about a goal. And when we first sat down, we talked about a goal of, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000.
Our original goal was 500.
Oh, 500. Okay, and we ended up with over 22,000. In fact, not to pat ourselves on the back, I'm told that may have been more than anyone else has ever raised in a team at 22,000 plus. And the sponsors at $250 each were only $2,500. It was very affordable. We key things are we wanted to make it affordable for people to participate. And my poker buddies, they helped Carly with getting sponsors, and my family members, even I talked to a couple of sponsors. The person who cuts my hair, yeah, I know I don't have any hair, but she does cut my hair. And, she was glad to donate. And it was like, okay, we'll go to 4,000 or we'll go to 6,000. And I mean, we just blew through the numbers so quickly that even the day of the walk, the people were still donating, and even as much as 2 months after the walk to get to this 22,000 plus number. I mean, even to this day, I can't believe what we did. Now, I will say,
even to this day, we're still getting likes and comments on the Facebook post asking, how do I donate? But the link from our page last year got taken down because it's new for this year. So we still have comments asking, how do we donate to this thing? So it's just really cool to see.
So it was a tremendous experience. I will say we shortened the walk last year to 2 miles. Right towards the end, it was an iffy weather day. I had just started dialysis and frankly cannot believe I even made 2 miles. I was exhausted, and you should understand your blood is extremely dirty once you go on dialysis. It takes at least 3 months to really clean your blood. And for me, one of the things I learned was when you have very clean blood, you eat more. So I gained weight, believe it or not, from going on dialysis. So don't be fooled because your body adjusts to the dirty blood that you have. Now, the mode I'm in today, my family is in today, we're all about being a rifleman's approach, no more shotgun approach. I need a kidney. And by the way, the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois, Northwestern University, my nephrologist, when someone asks you, how are you doing? Most people just say, I'm doing great. I'm having an okay day, whatever. My response is, I need a kidney. And there's over 100,000 kidneys needed for people across the United States. Maybe 15 or 16 or 18,000 come from deceased people. We need many, many more living donors. It's healthier for the donor or for the recipient. You live longer. The donors can be anonymous. They can be altruistic. They are followed directly by the medical people. HIPAA covers everything in terms of confidentiality, but we're all about, I need a kidney, it's an O, and I need it. I will tell you sooner rather than later, only because dialysis is not your friend. Dialysis is a means to keep you alive before you get a kidney. And so I want to stress that there's a whole lot more. If you'd like to email me or call my daughter or get a hold of me through Katerina, feel free. For us, the experience was great. And the sun actually came out that day, despite the fact that it was a little windy and we thought it was going to rain. And it's a very fulfilling experience, very rewarding experience. But now my reward, I need to find that kidney for myself. And we try and look every day. So with that
So
said,
Don, I
yes,
want to ask, in terms of putting on the other part of my hat, are you familiar with our Big Ask Big Give program that we have? And
I
if
am
not, we will talk offline. Carly, we can loop you in, whatever is convenient for the family. It is evidence-based. It's a national program. It is, and it helps persons in terms of making that ask. You know, and you guys are certainly advanced in how to reach out, how to inform, etc. But we will connect you with our program people, and we'll talk offline. It's an example of where some of the dollars go that you helped to raise. So thank you as always for sharing the stories, and we will definitely talk. We'll connect tomorrow. All right, because I know we know Carly has to go. So
right.
okay.
Katerina, thank you very much. Andy, thank you. Jackie, thank you. For everyone who I don't see, you can do it. It takes a little bit of some commitment, some motivation, some enthusiasm. I'll get my kidney, so will you. And it's a very rewarding experience to be a donor, a living donor. So we look forward.
Okay, Chatty Cathy, come on. I gotta go.
You can go, Carly. You can go.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you so much, Carly.
Thank you, Carly.
As only a daughter can say.
Typical college student.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and to Carly and you for just letting us know how you were so successful last year and sharing some tips for those teams fundraising this year. We have plenty of other fundraising resources on our walk website. Here is just a short list of virtual fundraising ideas. It's nothing groundbreaking, but these are really, really easy ways that you can reach out to a lot of people. You can do a push-up contest and have people, donate $1 for every push-up you do, or virtual movie nights or happy hours. Don and Carly mentioned connecting with local businesses and their success there. All it takes is a question, walking in and asking if someone will support your efforts. Most of the time they will say yes. It takes the courage to go up and ask them. I won't read through the rest of these, but we have a ton of information on our website, so please check that out. If you have any other ideas or have found some really good success with something that you've tried, share it with me and I'll share it with all of our walkers. We all have a common goal of fundraising for the same cause, and together we can make that goal happen. So what do I do next? What does everyone do next? Reach out to your donors or your sponsors. Let them know that you're fundraising. Let them know the walk date. Ask them if they want to join your team. That's a really easy way to spread awareness, to get people out there, see what the walk is all about. It's a really great experience. If people walk with you, they'll be more motivated to donate after the fact or join you next year and help increase your fundraising efforts for the following walk. Don't be afraid to follow up with your ask. It's a busy time for everybody. It's okay to email 2, 3, 4 times, just set a reminder. It's okay to post multiple times on your social media platforms. And then most importantly, thank your donors. This walk is not possible. And our mission, truthfully, is just not possible without your fundraising efforts and your donors to help our cause. We've got you covered. I'm here for you up until the walk day. I can help you with creating your team, getting your registration through, getting your teammates registered, talking through fundraising ideas. I'm more than happy to sit on a phone call or a one-on-one Zoom meeting. Whatever can help you guys be successful, I'm more than happy to do. So my email, it's walk@nkfi.org. You can reach out to me on the phone. I'm more than happy to sit with you and talk. And again, it's for a common goal. And I'm just so grateful that you guys are here fundraising with us and for us and walking with us. And so excited to see you guys in person or virtually. So that concludes our, call for the evening. This is just the kickoff call. You'll see a ton of information coming as we approach June 12th. So please reach out with questions. Don't be afraid to email me, call me, read my emails. They will have a lot of information about just the details of the walk, the day of schedule, parking, all of that information that you're going to need will be coming. So just keep an eye out for those emails. And at this time, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them, and we'll just give it a few minutes. But thank you all for giving up a few minutes of your evening.
For me, it's a pleasure. So thank you all for everything you do. And again, I just want to reiterate that I hope we have just a great time this year again, and can only raise the bar, right? Wasn't last year a record year for the walk?
It was an excellent year, and particularly given that we were still in the midst of a pandemic.
Right.
It was exceptional. It was absolutely exceptional.
And
we were fortunate that for our events, we hit the trough, before.
Sure.
So the walk came right before Delta, and the gala came right before Omicron. So we all know that hopefully we're in another place, with vaccinations, other factors, medications for treatment. So we're looking forward, again, as Katarina stated, Andy, Don, everyone, Jim Hyde, one of our board members, Jim Easterbrook has joined us. Thank you, Jim. We appreciate you all. And please follow up with Katarina with any questions. So Katarina, did you have anything else?
I did not. We can conclude the call. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you all in person soon.
We don't have a walk cheer.
Do you want to close us out on one, Andy?
Oh, I don't know. Let's just
yes,
walk.
Well, last year you stood for every wave, and God bless you. You were, you announced each wave
at the line. Yes, yeah.
So we'll create one. We'll get Sarah Jane, our marketing people.
Yeah.
We'll get them on the cheer.
Yeah.
So, all right. You all have a
rhymes with kidney.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good night. See you again.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.